Hey, Trampions, thank you for checking in on the WWE Marathon again. This is episode 9 of the Marathon, so episode 8 of Raw. And this is starting with a 2-minute old school straight to camera promo from the Mega Maniacs. This is Hulk Hogan at full Hogan, Jimmy Hart at full Jimmy Hart, and Brutus Beefcake at about 50% Brutus. Maybe he didn't have his Coke, I don't know. But that's your cold open before the opening credits. We get to them. Rob Bartlett is out of character. He's not as Elvis again. They make a couple quick references to it. Last week's weird thing that he did. But other than that, Rob Bartlett is back to normal. He's actually more tolerable than normal, so it's a good thing. Not entirely tolerable, but more so than normal. We start out with Virgil and Tito Santana versus Money Inc. Despite this being long after Virgil's big push had come and gone, and Tito Santana never really getting one, they are treated like actual threats to the belt. This is not a squash match like you would expect it to be. This is an actual tag team match. Of course, Money Inc. gets the win. They're the ones going into WrestleMania against the Mega Maniacs, but it's not treated like a foregone conclusion. They actually have to work for the match up until the finish, which is a back suplex. It's a back suplex. That's the finish. Okay. Rick Martel comes out after the match. They hype up that he's got the main event against Mr. Perfect, but now he is out to kick out the ring girl and take over because he's the model, not the ring girl. Sure. When they come back, it's Tatanka versus Phil Apollo. Phil Apollo never... he claims to have been one of the post-Matt Bourne doinks, but this is disputed. I don't know why you would hang your hat on, oh yeah, I was one of the doinks after the doink that everybody cares about. Weird thing to claim about. Maybe he was one of the doinks in the 4 or 5 doink things. But yeah, Phil Apollo. He's Phil Apollo. You haven't heard of him because he's a jobber. He never really went on to do anything. The match is largely ignored on commentary because they have Shawn Michaels on the phone. And then as soon as they hang up, that's when the match ends. Just a total squash. Tatanka wins. He's on his undefeated streak. He's going for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. This is all just to build up Tatanka, of course. Next match is Papa Shango versus Mike Edwards. I can find almost no information on Mike Edwards. On the match listing websites, he's got a couple of matches. He didn't really go on to anything. Obviously, Papa Shango is the guy who would go on to become Kama. First, Kama Mustafa, the Supreme Fighting Machine. Then they kind of dropped the Mustafa when he joined the Nation of Domination. Then he evolved from that into the Godfather. But from Kama Mustafa to the Godfather was kind of a gradual thing. This is just an entirely different gimmick. But it was a quick squash, which is weird because at this point they really didn't seem to have any plans for Papa Shango. They didn't go anywhere with him. He didn't have a match at WrestleMania 9. At this point, he was basically treading water. So it's kind of weird to see him get a squash at this point. Then we've got Bob Backlund versus Tony DeMoro. Tony DeMoro, like Mike Edwards, has almost nothing going on in his career. He has 5 matches. That's it. I don't even know where he was before WWE picked him up. But Bob Backlund makes pretty quick work of him. Unique pin. This is during Bob Backlund where they tried to bring him back as this white meat baby face. It wasn't that long. I mean, they make a big deal out of WrestleMania 9 will be his first WrestleMania, but he left the WWE right before WrestleMania 1. So it's not like he had been gone that long compared to some of these guys you see making comebacks today. Goldberg just came back not that long ago after a longer layout. So this is not that big a deal for Bob Backlund to be coming back now, like they're treating it at the time. But fantastic wrestler. No personality at the time. It'll be fun when we get to where he kind of breaks, though, because Bob Backlund as a heel was fun. We're not there yet, though. Rob Bartlett interviews Martel after the match. He asked him why he took over for the Raw girls, and The model basically goes on about how they don't have class. Nobody has class. Only the model Rick Martel has class. Okay, this is after Rick Martel's push. So this is kind of a weird time for these late 80s, early 90s guys that are kind of getting phased out. We have him versus Mr. Perfect for the main event. It's a good match, but it ends in a commercial. They go to commercial, they come back, and on the network, it's boom. It ends in the commercial. He's hopping. Mr. Perfect is hopping out of the ring, and they have to go to what you missed to show the end of the match. This is the worst ending to Raw ever. I don't care what you say about anything that happened the past few years. I don't care about the tug of war between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. This is the worst ending to Raw ever. The match, the main event match, ended in the commercial. That is inexcusable. We only have 2 more episodes of Raw before we get to WrestleMania 9, so please come on back. Check out the link to the to the episode of Raw in the description on the network. Watch the episode. Do this with me. Keep up with me every episode. We're going to get through this together. I need you to do it with me. Leave me your comments, what you thought of the episode, what you're waiting for, what you can't wait to get to coming up. Please, I love you, Trampions. As always, I'm the Tramp. Cheers.